Y'all are gonna sit here and listen to me rant last night for like 10 minutes while I clean my room. So I'm not gonna sit here and dog on my parents for a couple minutes. That's not what I'm here to do. I have just seen a lot of people who ended up having chronic illnesses or diseases or really bad situations with diseases or illnesses that could have been prevented if they had been taken seriously when they were younger. And that's making me think of me, so I'm gonna rant because if I try to do it in the morning, I'm gonna end up being way too tired. When I was around 11 years old, I started realizing that other people my age and like around me did not experience the pain and the issues I had been experiencing. My issues got a lot worse after I went into a really bad depression after my sister died in 2022, because I stopped taking care of myself in general. I have had issues and pain. When I was little, my parents talked to me all the time about how I refused to eat some foods. I remember shoving handfuls of food down into the corners of the fold-out chair that I used to eat in because I would not eat it. The reason why I wouldn't eat it is because I was nauseous or didn't feel hungry and they were trying to make me eat. And so there's a lot of foods that I hate now, and I think that's just because my parents ruined it when I was younger from trying to force me to eat. And I remember my parents when I was little making me sit at this, I would sit at the table for hours until my mom or dad would eventually just give in and let me go to bed or let me go get ready for bed or whatever, because I would not eat that food. And as I got older, I would just stomach the food and then feel like crap later. And I think that this has been I always thought that these symptoms started when I was 10 till now, which I'm 16. So it's still a long time to have symptoms and not be taken seriously. I always thought that was when they started, that they haven't been that old. But maybe I've had these symptoms for way longer, and the lack of attention that this is getting, that my body is getting, and that my issues are getting, have just continued to pile up and making my symptoms way worse and way more visible. Again, I'm not dogging on my parents. They've been raised not to care. They've been raised to tough it out. And I'm not giving them an excuse for neglecting the fact that I have something wrong with me. And I'm not saying that they have fully neglected it, because my entire life, ever since I can remember, I've had horrible chronic nosebleeds. And when I was little, my mom did take me to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but she told my mom that I would grow out of it. And so, my mom couldn't really do anything else but wait to see if I grew out of it. Now that I'm 16, I'm pretty sure she took me when I was around 4 to 6 years old, maybe. But now that I'm 16, 10 years later, I'm going to the hospital on the 11th of June to see if they can come up with anything, to see if they'll draw blood to take labs, because my mom thinks that there's a possibility I might have a bleeding disorder. And another thing is I have horrible digestive issues, and I'm thinking that stuff has just been neglected, and my parents have always seen it. Maybe I couldn't understand how to explain it to my parents when I was younger, so I wasn't explaining it as pain. But as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff that other people complain about, I've just kind of learned to tough out throughout my life. Certain pain, certain levels of pain. And I think that's just because I've been told to tough it out multiple times when I was younger, because I'm a dancer and it's always been the thing. I don't know exactly why I've never gotten help. I mean, I've been complaining to my mom about my stomach for the past 3 years, and she's either just not taking me seriously or just now accepting the fact that something could be wrong with me. I don't know if she's having her own life crisis. I don't know what stopped her from getting me a doctor's appointment, if she was really just that busy, or if she just couldn't admit to herself that something was wrong with her only daughter. The only daughter she gave birth to, I should say. My other siblings are her daughters, okay? Since I've been recognizing this pain and, actually paying attention to it, I know it's not normal, and I know that something's wrong with me, and I don't know what it is. But I just wanted to come on here and rant, because I can't obviously rant to my parents about this. My sister's in Vegas. I don't want to ruin her trip. She'll probably see this TikTok, actually. So, it's fine. I think it's insane that I'm 16 and going to the hospital. I'm so glad that I'm going to the hospital and getting checked out through an appointment though, and that it hasn't gotten bad enough that I've had to go to like an emergency room or something. I've had my blood drawn before to test for stuff because I think maybe when I was 11 or 12, I passed out really bad and like right behind my door. Like I just got up one day and I walked to my door and I got this like feeling that I can't explain, and I just like passed out. And we have no idea what happened because my mom was on the other side of the door and she had to like force the door open but without like hitting me with it because I was right behind the door and I had hit my head on the doorknob. So she took me to the emergency room to make sure, and we had blood drawn and stuff like that, and everything was normal. Like we didn't think I had a seizure or anything, but we still have no idea what happened. The clinic that I went to claimed that I just hadn't eaten enough or that like my fluids were low, but we also have no idea because that's the clinic we cannot trust anymore because they have done nothing. Like we went in and had like 6 or 8 vials of blood drawn from my arm, and they sent in testing and they test for anemia. They didn't test for anything else. We had to go to a clinic the next town over because our clinic in our town is no longer reliable. So screw them, I guess. But yeah, I just want to come on here and rant. You don't have to sit here and listen to this. If you have, thank you, because now you know my life, I guess. I don't know. Have a good night, everybody.